Welcome to the Where's the Finish podcast. We are three runners talking to our friends, sharing stories about running, training, life, and asking the essential question, where's the finish? WTF.
Hi, friends. Welcome back to Where's the Finish podcast. I'm Kevin.
I'm Shae.
And I'm Joe.
And we are here tonight with Peter. How you doing, Peter?
Hi.
Peter, tell us how you say your last name, because I mess it up every time.
Yeah. Sunyog.
One more time.
Okay. Sunyog.
I'm going to get it wrong every time. I'm sorry.
Everybody does.
So, Peter, but thanks for coming out. We really appreciate you taking the time to do this. So we're going to talk a little bit about your running history and who you are. And, so tell us
all the stuff.
Where did you get started with running? Lifelong?
I don't think where I started with running early on. So obviously I'm from Hungary originally, and there's a sport like this is the first time it's not going to be an Olympic sport. Is called modern pentathlon, which is Hungary historically was really good. Won a bunch of Olympic championships. A lot of people were doing it. And so modern pentathlon is one of the original Olympic sports. It's literally swimming, running, fencing, shooting, and horseback riding. And
as all one event?
It's all one event, and this is why it's actually nice getting canceled off the Olympic calendar, because it used to be like literally 5 separate days for 5 separate events, and they just added points up, and whoever had the most points won the race. Well, it's not very TV friendly. So back in 1896, it was a fine way to do it, but it started becoming more and more where it's almost like triathlon today. That's where you have to how fast you can change. And obviously in triathlon, it's a little bit easier because you go from a swing to a bike to a run. Try to fence and shoot and horseback ride. It's not it all requires special equipment. So
you try and do it on the same day, and you're shooting, and all the horses are fucking gone.
So it's a bit because, but so obviously as a kid I got into it because my other people in my family was doing it. So obviously I got introduced to swimming and running early on when I was about probably 6 or 7, and I was doing that for a couple of years. Until my teenage years,
Did you ever get stabbed with the fencing portion?
Yeah, it's epi fencing. So yeah, obviously I was a fencer, so I did that for a while, nice. And even after actually when I basically stopped, that sport, and my entire family is in a horse business, so obviously I had to learn how to ride horses. So my father was a horse trainer, and all my cousins are riding horses and stuff. So
so you just replace the horse with a bike, and you're doing Ironman.
Yep. That's the thing. So then literally fast forward along. So obviously after high school, I didn't really do much, I'm saying sports wise or there's nothing like that. And then I kind of got out of it for a long time. And obviously I moved here, and it was probably 6-7 years ago. So I owned a couple of breweries and restaurants. That was my main business. And obviously when you spend a lot of time in a brewery and a restaurant, that's not really good on your waistline, Yeah. So when literally
ask me how I know. I spend time in breweries and restaurants.
Yes.
So where was you doing brewery and restaurant work?
We had basically the first brewery we opened was in Ormond Beach, and then we opened the second location in Port Orange. So out in the coast. And we did that. That was our main business for a long time. Literally sold it 3 months before COVID hit, so that was a good
awesome.
Yeah, good timing. But yeah, so the way how I got back into sport, that obviously at one point okay, I gotta do something, So I figured I used to run when I was a kid, maybe I should go for a run. It's I should be able to do a 5K. So I went for a run, and about 1 mile into it, I was so winded that I'm that was a stupid idea. But I just decided, okay, I got to do something. So I kept doing it. And so one thing when you own a brewery that everybody likes some kind of sponsorships, because obviously then usually it's instead of monetary sponsorship, they would like you to donate products,
Everybody wants a beer at the end.
Yeah. So basically the local YMCA always came to us as to donate beer for their 5Ks and all kinds of races, And so one time the guy comes by and is hey, we're going to be doing this spring triathlon, and can you guys donate some beer? I'm sure, we'll donate a couple of kegs of beer for your race. And it's like, okay, well, as an appreciation, like here's a couple of entries for your staff. And I'm like, okay, cool. So literally the thing is like sitting on my desk for like, I don't know, a couple of days, and I just kept looking at it, and I'm like, okay, it's like a 400-yard swim. I think I can still do that. A 5K run. I think at this point I like maybe started running again like 2 months. I'm like, I can probably do that. Like, I don't know if I can bike 12 miles, but maybe. So like, so literally I had like this crappy mountain bike, in the garage that was all rusted basically because I never rode it. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to enter into this race,
I just imagine seeing you with this big beer belly, like, overweight. Out here going, fuck this shit.
Yeah, like so like literally, so that I did that race, and that's how I got hooked in triathlon. So there's like, and obviously, right around that time, I was in this kind of like business mastermind group that like kind of business owners kind of encouraging each other and coming up tips and all that stuff. And I just did my first sprint triathlon. I finished it in like 2 hours. It was just like ridiculously long time it took me to do that, which is literally a 400-yard swim, a 12-mile bike ride, and a 5K. So
that's a lot for some people.
Yeah. It's like, so
like reflecting back though, like,
It's kind of like,
that's like a warm up maybe for you.
Yeah, like when I first ran my first half mile. I mean, like,
oh man,
yeah,
I remember that.
I remember going from walking to running my first half mile. Yeah.
It was a great day. I made I walked a 16-minute mile. I was so excited. I was like, look at this. I walked a 16-minute mile. And
I remember bragging to friends about the first time I ran a 5K distance, not first 5K run, just first 5K
like
distance.
actually not stopping, just like running it.
Now looking back, I'm like, man, you were so silly.
Well, I mean,
but you were excited. That's not silly at all.
I was really excited about it.
You got to celebrate your wins.
Yeah. So nothing wrong with that.
So Peter, keep winning. Tell us more about your winning.
So obviously, so I went to the next meeting after this race to this mastermind group, and then they were like, "So how was the race?" Blah blah blah, and then they kind of always trying to push you a little bit, that like for some bigger goals and whatever. That was one point of the group kind of. And so I was like, "Well, it's like okay, let's go. It's great." So I did it 2 hours. I was like, "So, what is like a really big distance in triathlon that you want to achieve?" And I'm like, well, eventually it has this Ironman distance, which is like 140 miles. So like I would maybe a couple of years. I want to do something like that if I can get there. And one of the guys is like, how about in a year?
Yeah.
And obviously that was like
couch to Ironman plan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, that's just stupid. It's 140 miles. I just did like 15. You know what I'm saying? Like 10 times the distance. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was like sign up. It was like, so,
oh fuck.
And I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Horrible idea.
So I was like, obviously he put it in my head. So I kind of think about it like, whatever. I did stupid. Like,
Wait a minute.
Need a couple of years.
So was it like a day or two after the sprint? Because I know
literally like that.
See, this is my experience with
week.
Peter. Peter does really hard, stupid crap, and says I'll never do it again. But then he signs up for the next stupid hard thing, like within a day or two.
That sounds an awful lot like Shae.
I know.
That sounds an awful lot like Kevin.
I relate to this. I resemble that remark.
Jeez.
So then I remember like sitting at obviously it's like sitting at home, and my wife says like something like that like. I really want to go to Spain sometimes and would like to see Spain. And it's just like, it's busy. Even though I grew up in Europe, Spain is one country I've never been to. And it's like, it's not that close to Hungary. So like, been to other countries around Europe, but not to Spain. And I always loved their culture, their food and everything else. So I'm like, that sounds good. And then about 5 minutes after, like his ad pops up on my, Facebook as,
Oh, so you said fucking Spain.
It read your mind.
Yeah, I remember Barcelona.
Yeah.
Just like,
That's hilarious.
And I'm like, let's do it. It was like, so literally.
Let's go.
So how far away was it from?
It was literally, I had pretty much a year. So it was like 51 or 52 weeks. So just like to go from basically a sprint triathlon couch to Ironman.
Yeah, you were literally fucking committed at that point.
I know.
I fucking got to do it.
At that point, I was like, look, I'm going to be at the start line. I don't know if I'm going to be at the finish line. It was like, but like whatever, as far as I can make it is good. I'm in Spain. They have tapas. They have good wine. I don't care. It's going to be fun. You know what I'm saying?
So he found the finish.
Yeah. And
he did.
Yeah. And actually, like to my surprise, I actually finished. So,
how crazy was your training?
Yeah, I was going to ask.
Training, it's like I put effort in it because obviously I knew that like
he didn't train at all.
Yeah,
he just fucking show up day of.
Yeah, it wasn't like it's like obviously like I definitely like added up, and then so like I was trying to put those like thing like at that point, I haven't even run a half marathon. So then I ran a half marathon, which sucked, and then eventually I signed up for a full marathon, which sucked even more,
So how long ago was this?
It's about
5-6 years ago?
7,
Okay.
about 6 years ago, probably. Yeah. It's like, I know that was kind of because it took me from my first mile I couldn't run to run a full marathon is about 8 months. Just like, they went from basically that. And then after that, I did my first half Ironman here in Ocala. It was like there's the HIT series, and I almost died on that one.
Was that the one at Kearney Island?
Yes,
that they do?
that one. And
How is it?
It's a nice race. So the swim is okay. The bike is you're going through a forest and back, so it's kind of boring, but whatever. But I didn't expect at that point. That was my first kind of experience with trail running.
Because it's the sandy loop.
Nowhere in the description said that this is gonna be mostly on trails and not on road.
Yeah.
So like I show up in my road shoes and whatever, and that was just that's when I was like, okay, this is and it was so hot too. It was like early April, so I almost died on it. I remember finishing, like my wife came out and finishing the race, and I was like sitting there like for half and just leave me alone. It's like
I'm gonna need a minute.
I don't need a minute. And at that point, I'm kind of sitting there. I'm like, okay, so that was a half Ironman, and it was in April, so I have about 5 months for the full Ironman in Barcelona. I'm like, I don't know if I can try 2 of these, back to back, So, but yeah, so we went there. Obviously, that's was like, oh, it's a vacation, whatever. If I don't finish, I don't finish. Who cares? I know how far I can get them.
Yeah.
And to my surprise, I actually finished.
And that was your first full Ironman?
That was my first full
Now,
Ironman.
did you coach yourself or did you have a coach?
I coached for myself with it. I love, obviously, I've always been a book nerd, so I read a bunch of books and whatever I could, to get from online and whatever else, to kind of get my training plan. Because the other thing is I kind of suck at following directions. I had coaches before, but I never really followed their training plan.
Every coach's worst.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So literally, literally, the last time I had a coach is like told her, I'm like, look, and just like give me the plan. And just leave me alone because half of it's not going to happen. Half of it's going to happen a different day when you're telling me to do it. Just I have a business to run, so I'm like, it's just whatever.
So in your business, you have a little library that because I know you're a book nerd because you got a little library with all the recycled Peter books.
We haven't really talked about that. So for those listening who don't know Peter actually owns the Running Elements. Here in Ocala.
The best running store.
It's the only running store.
The only running store, really.
It's the place where I have spent a lot of money.
How much?
Thousands and thousands of dollars.
Give me a dollar amount, Joe.
Well, I think the last time I checked...
Can I buy my truck for that?
No, but
pretty close.
Someone looked up my account because apparently I log every single thing I buy at the store, and I think I've spent about $3,000 there. Over like the last year and a half.
That's a lot of shoes, bro. That's a lot of shoes.
So Peter is one of our biggest supporters in our community for the running community.
I think Peter loves it when we come into the store.
we keep him in business.
Yes, we do. That's right.
So we love to support the community. It's like obviously that's what it's about. That's when I started the business, like I wanted something like that, because after obviously, having obviously breweries and having restaurants is a very different kind of business, and and what I enjoyed is the community aspect of those businesses too. So I always when we got out of that, and obviously think about what to do next. So the story of that is obviously there's a running element in Daytona, and obviously I used to live out there, and because I was supporting races, I met Juan who owns the running elements over there, and obviously again when I moved to the U.S., I moved here to Ocala, and I actually lived in Ocala for 13 years. That's where I met my wife. My wife was basically living here for 13 years.
Now, you moved to Ocala because of the horses?
Yeah, so my uncle lives here because again, I said my entire family is in the horse business. So my uncle lives here since 1980s.
Oh, wow.
It's and obviously has a horse farm. He has a bunch of horses, and obviously, and he sells horse farms for a living. And so when I moved here from Hungary, obviously it helped me to kind of get established. I was 20 years old, and to kind of help, with that. So I moved here to Ocala, and that's how I ended up here. And then
there's a cat rubbing on the microphone.
Yeah, made it onto the table.
That's okay.
Yes.
This is a different one from the other times.
It's funny.
But yeah, so basically that's how I ended up in Ocala. Obviously, I actually went to, at that point it was called CFCC, so that's where I started college here. And that's why I met Jen, my wife, and then we finished in UCF, our degrees. But, so that's how kind of we obviously lived here until 2013. And that's when we kind of had the idea to open a brewery. And at that point, I felt that Ocala might not be the craft beer mecca. I think so. That's when we decided to move out to the coast and actually open it in Ormond Beach. So that's how we ended up there. But obviously, through now that I'm in triathlons and all that stuff, I met Juan and obviously became friends with him. So when we actually, sold the brewery over there, we kept coming. Obviously, my uncle lives here, Jen's family lives here, so we kept coming back, several times a year. And obviously, once they sold the business, I'm like, okay, but nothing really ties us here. We have friends, but and obviously, but all our families in Ocala still. So we kind of thought about maybe come back here. And then anytime we came back here just to visit, I'm like, well, there is no running store here, none at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's only one running store.
Yeah, no,
there's just one.
Yeah.
We only know of one.
Yeah,
and
the other one doesn't count.
Which one?
So at that point, I asked one. I'm like, obviously, we just. I was out of a job, so obviously we sold our business, and I'm like, there is no running store in Ocala. So what do you think it would be? Obviously I'm looking forward to do something, just and then so he looked around, and I was like, yeah, it's like there is none there. Population is almost as much as out in the coast, where his store is. And then, that's we start thinking about it, but obviously it was very early in the whole COVID era. So obviously COVID hit and all stores had to shut down and all that stuff. So I'm like, okay, so I kind of put it on a back burner. And then I kind of revisited it in early, 21. And at that point I was like, well, let's just do it. I'm just like, I'm at that point, I'm sitting at home for like a year, doing nothing, going for runs and stuff. So I'm like, I got to do something. And again, I always was good at turning my hobby into a business, so and obviously with the help of Juan that, he helped us a lot, obviously, to get established, and all that stuff. So, and, so this is how basically this business came by. So,
so I'm going to let you go ahead and plug the store a little bit. Tell us about some of the equipment you sell and kind of,
So obviously, we are running specialty store, we carry all the major running brands, we have all what you need for running, from clothing to nutrition to, Garmin watches and headphones and, basically whatever you would need to, become a runner, because, running is one of the easiest free sport, right? You don't need any specialty equipment for it.
So free.
It's so cheap.
So cheap. Cheapest store ever that you can, you can definitely support a store through this hobby.
But, one of the cool things too is the group runs on Tuesday.
Yes.
Because people search it out, they'll Ocala running, and we've had a couple people within the last month that said, "Oh, yep, that's the first thing that pops up."
Yeah,
is the TRE run.
Yep.
Yeah, we basically that was always very important again to that community aspect of it. And actually, I had the wrong club at my breweries way back. You know what I'm saying? So we did like a brewery run. So I already we did that, and definitely wanted to do it within the store too. And obviously, you guys.
Yeah, I mean, if you go to a new community and you're interested in running, the very first thing I'd tell you to do is find a local running store. Hopefully, a small business. But even some of the bigger ones. Even stores. Some of the big chain stores
like Fleet Feet.
Fleet Feet. Yeah.
Some of those even post. Like group runs and can introduce you to groups and clubs, or they do something at their store. So it's a good way to find a group of people to run with. And we didn't obviously have that here in Ocala until you moved here and you brought that
atmosphere.
Community. Yeah. So that was fantastic. I mean, you started your store about the same time I started my running. Yeah. So I think all of my running supplies since I've been running
from there
have been from there.
So I tallied. I have bought 9 pairs of Topo shoes from you.
Excellent.
So.
Speaking of number of shoes, we so everybody will be aware now, we are having a contest to guess how many pairs of shoes that Peter has.
Now this is the store, not the store, but his own personal shoes.
His own personal amount of shoes. Because I saw the other day you did a run where you were trying out 4 different pairs of super shoes.
Yeah.
Just for what was the run?
I just did
structure?
like obviously I'm training for an ultra, so I did like just like a backyard marathon, and there's 4 loops, basically 6.5 mile loops, and just I run it in a different shoe every month to see which one, because it's normally like obviously Joe crewed me for races. I just like to throw as many pairs of shoes in the trunk, and just go. And then I figure out mid race.
Were there a lot when you crewed him for Keys?
The trunk was full.
I've crewed him for the Keys 100 and Long Haul 100, and both time he brought an assortment of shoes. The Keys, he ended up running the entire race in one pair of shoes. And they did not come off. We didn't do any foot care on
They
him.
were Crocs.
His feet were swollen like water balloons at the end, but the shoes that he had, they looked like something you would see on a robot.
What were they? Were they Elites? Saucony Elites?
Actually, no. I ran in that was like a experimental kind of shoe that Brooks did. It's called the Aurora.
Oh,
it's like that was the first time they introduced the nitrogen infused like sole. But it's huge. But it's obviously it's a good energy like return in the shoe, and it's this much cushion. Like it's ridiculous. It's like
a Hoka.
It's worth more than a Hoka.
More than a Hoka. Holy shit!
It's huge.
It's a crazy looking shoe.
I think I've seen those before. I knew somebody that was doing some product testing for them, and it was just it looked like a platform, like those creepers that the goths.
The Nike Alpha Flies are like that too.
The Alpha Flies are really thick, like they're like big stack height. But like these shoes were actually literally the ad when they originally released them were like. People like jumping around in the moon because
like a moon shoe. That's so funny.
This company should have paid him for the scientific research he did by running 100 miles in the Keys. But then he did the Long Haul, and he had like about half a dozen.
Yeah, I saw
there.
all the shoes.
But he had everything from Gore-Tex shoes to non-Gore-Tex to. I mean, he had everything. But he ended up, I think, that's a crazy looking shoe.
I'm gonna make sure I screenshot this.
Shae just pulled it up.
It is ridiculous.
So I know he has a lot of freaking shoes.
Okay,
so we want to know what's the number?
How many shoes I have? I had to count it this morning because I didn't know on top of my head. And I'm actually not a hoarder, so like
to preface this.
So I like literally if a particular shoe doesn't work out for me, so like then I just basically donate it. I'm saying because there's no reason to just sit in.
This is the longest disclaimer on how many shoes you have.
No, I have 33 pairs of running shoes.
Okay,
just like,
that's not bad.
Okay,
it's not bad.
But if he wants another pair, he just goes to the back of the store and gets them.
Which I did that before that. Like I had. That was a couple of months ago. One time I was running just like in a Carolina neighborhood, and then the shoe I was running, it was like just totally spent. So I just ran to the store. And
so as a shoe store owner, how often do like the companies like give you promotional items or things to try? Like how often does that work out?
It's brand to brand, but they do that. So because obviously they want you to try their shoes and
they want you to push their stuff.
Yeah. So just like so, it's brand to brand. Some of them are better about it than others, but we do get some sometimes, So like it's what's called like a seed, So basically they just send you a pair to try it out, especially when that's why how I got originally the Aurora, because obviously, if you look at that shoe, it's not something I'm going to just, like bring in and just.
Yeah, you're not going to see whole shelves full of that
whole
shoe.
shelf full of that shoe. So like later the rep comes by, I'm like, hey, here's the experimental shoe, like, try it out. And just like, so that's how I got that shoe. And I'm like, okay, this is actually a really good shoe.
When we did Keys 100 and Long Haul 100, Juan Guevara, his partner from Daytona, also crewed him with me. And it's the funnest thing to crew a race with these two guys because the entire time they are pointing out and identifying shoes, strengths and weaknesses, and why they would or would not run in the shoes the person's
the whole time.
So everyone at Keys 100's feet got critiqued. I guarantee it.
Yeah, of course. Well, that you got to keep your mind occupied.
But they knew the shoe by, I don't even know, it might not even be sight. They might know it by sound.
I can hear. Oh, wait, you hear that?
I hear that.
You hear that?
Yep.
I hear the clop clop of the topo.
That's a topo.
I can't believe they're running.
Shh. Do you hear it?
What?
That's a Hoka.
Oh, Hoka ho! It's the funniest thing because, like, the one thing I can tell you, those two guys, it drives them nuts, and I know this now. To watch someone run an ultra marathon in a carbon plate shoe.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just do it.
So if you're listening, you're training in those.
Ultra marathon, you can run a carbon plated shoe if it's a road one.
Yeah.
But like a long haul when I'm waiting at the start line and look down and people wearing carbon plated shoes
to
run the
What?
They had several of them. They're just it is just like, I'm like, it's going to be a mud fest. It was like raining for 2 days before, like constantly, And I'm like, you're trying to run into a carbon plated. Okay.
So can we talk about trail ultras for you? So, I know, you've done a lot of Ironman. You've done a double Ironman. which in itself is
an amazing
an
feat.
amazing
Just
feat.
unbelievable.
But, I know from talking to you, sitting around the store, chit-chatting and BSing, that you didn't like trail running. That was not like your cup of tea. That's not the thing you would lean to. Like if you said, hey, let's go for a run, your first pick is not going to be a trail run.
I am more like a road runner, I have to admit that. It's not that I don't like trail running. It's like certain trails are better than others.
No, that's a true statement.
So see, like like what I noticed a couple of times when I ran like trails like I did like the Kroon one and stuff like that, especially when it's a single file and everybody's running at 9-minute pace, it's like requires so much focus.
Oh, you don't like the conga line?
Yeah. So it's like like to not to trip, not to get kicked, not that intersect, and that part of it I didn't. So like the long haul, obviously, the mud was absolutely just horrible. But,
I can't wait.
But at least like when you could run, like was like a wide trail that and kind of pack. It's like kind of forced roads basically.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying, like not like this single file trail through like whatever sinkholes and whatever it was. So I wasn't a huge fan of that kind of trail because again like like I not running fast, but I'm moving. So I'm like, and it requires so much concentration. So to be honest, I enjoy more like hiking, because I like nature, but then I can actually pay attention to nature instead of like watching my feet where it lands.
It was
so not to twist my ankle. So
it was really funny at long haul because now that I'm recruiting for 2 100 races, at long haul I went out and paced them too. So I paced on both of those. And it was so fun listening to Peter unload during that loop. He was like, "This is bullshit." And I don't know why anyone would call this a trail race. This is not a race. This is just a mud fest. And he was just going off on that trail. It was so fun.
Part of that trail was like 4 or 5 miles long with just mud in a 16-mile loop. So it's like more than like almost a third of that race basically was just like little 4 or 5 inch deep mud. So when you're moving like 23-minute miles, that I can walk faster. It just like so it's like that race was like you guys both signed up for next year.
Let's go.
I'm crewing you, so I'm going to cook the burgers.
Okay, great. You get to have the fun. You'll hear us on that loop. This is fucking bullshit.
We get to suffer while you have all the fun.
Exactly.
This time.
So, let's see how you guys are going to like it.
We'll say thank you, Andy and Amy.
So you moved into trail, let's say you moved into the ultra world officially as an ultra runner at the Keys 100. Is that the first ultra run you done?
Well, the first
outside
you did
of Ironman.
Tick.
Yeah, so I started the Tick. That's the only race I ever DNF'd, and it was more like a technical DNF because I made 29 miles and because it was raining in the beginning, my phone got soaked and literally didn't take any charge. So I was and just coming out of an injury. It's like I actually couldn't run for like 4 months because I twisted my ankle really bad. And so I was at 29 miles. I remember meeting my wife and I couldn't charge my phone. And the next section is like a 10-mile section through the Ocala National Forest, and my phone has 3% on it. So I'm like, that is not making it through the other side. At that point, and obviously the Tick is like there was like 15 people in that race. So I'm like, by the time anybody notices that I'm not here, I'm saying like, this is going to be like 4 or 5 hours from that. So anything happens, I'm like at that section, it's going to be bad. I'm saying like, and I can't contact anybody because my phone's going to be dead. Like, that was like, so that's when I just made the technical decision that's just probably not the best idea.
You live to fight another day.
Yes. So that's the thing. So I did that one, but basically I did, so I usually when I have a bigger race, I do these programs called 75 Hard.
We know about 75 Hard. Yep.
So usually, like I like to, whenever I do that, I usually try to finish that with something. So the first year when I did it, the first time I did it, I ran like a backyard marathon. So the second time I did it, I'm like, well, let's do 2 marathons, and then I basically ran like a 52-miler and literally just around my house in a 5-mile loop.
Oh, jeez.
So that was like COVID kind of era. So.
A lot of people did a lot of dumb stuff during COVID.
So,
I did so many stupid things. I did so much during COVID.
I started running during COVID. That's stupid.
Yeah. So that was it. And obviously, like when I did my double Ironman, which is called a double anvil, that has a double marathon at the end. So that was a 52-mile run too. So those were like the ultras that I did before the Keys one.
That just drives me. Just I just can't imagine that. I just thinking about doing a double Ironman. I mean, you got twice the run, twice the bike, twice the swim.
Yeah, how many miles is the bike?
The bike is 224 miles.
Fucking.
For the double.
So how many miles?
When are you doing a Deca?
Deca is, I don't think I can take that many days off of work.
Yeah.
like it's not even just like, all right, I want to do the challenge. It's like literally like it's a 10-day race. So
Yeah.
like once you go up there, it's like literally for like, actually, a buddy of mine we just talked about earlier, he is signed up for the DECA this year in Wisconsin. And that's literally like a 10, just obviously going to take, pretty much I think all his time off is going to be for a year is to do that race. It's like, it's a little, maybe I'm retired. And then I can try something like that.
Now you just did an Ironman recently, and you were telling me this is in Florida. There was 2 really unique records set during that.
So I actually didn't. That's what double Ironman I did last year. So this year I just kind of helped out. I went down and basically crewed and just helped out with the race. But yeah, so basically the 2 big things was that. So this year they did a triple Ironman, so at the same race site, and so obviously because of that they have to add the whole extra day and all that setup, and so this professional triathlete calls them and says that like he wants to come and do a quintuple, which is a 5 times Ironman, continuous. And obviously the race director says like, well, we only offer a triple this year. I was like, well, that's perfect because I want to set the world record and
do it 3 days
and do it exactly what is 60 hours is the cutoff time for a triple Ironman. So like under 60 hours, a quintuple, so 5-time Ironman.
Oh my God.
So the guy literally so literally, and he wanted to be under 60. He finished in 60 hours and 20 minutes, but it's still 7.5 hours faster than the world record.
Oh my
God. So he set the world record, at that race, right? So that was one thing. I was like, obviously doing some course, marshalling and stuff like that. So that was amazing to watch this guy, like even just to show up on like the second day of the race, when I went down there. And just like following in my car, literally he was the only one on the bike course. The dude is like pedaling 25 miles per hour. At that point, he's doing it for 24 plus hours.
But didn't you say, is that the one where the bike course was like a small out and back?
Yes, it's basically
forever and ever and ever.
So everything is in Lake Louisa State Park outside of Claremont. And
Okay.
it's a 6-mile loop for the bike and literally a half-mile out, half-mile back for the run. So just like and he had to run 131 miles because that's
out and back.
So literally out and back, just like So that was already amazing to watch that. Right? I was saying like what this guy was doing, and then I was on the bike course marshalling, and that's when the race director tells me look at that girl, literally a 12-year-old girl was doing a full Ironman, 140.
Wow.
And that became a world record too because she's the youngest person ever completing
That's so
a full Ironman. And just like literally to a point because obviously Ironman itself don't allow anybody under age of 18. So because this is a separate race series, they literally said we created a category for her as the special junior category.
Wow.
So she can even actually do it. I'm saying she said so literally that's 2 world records got set at that race.
I mean,
it's amazing.
Most anyone under 20, a lot of people don't have the strength or the mental fortitude to be able to complete a full Ironman.
Joe, I want you to go back to 20 years old.
Yeah,
in your mind.
No way.
Could you do that? There's no way.
No way.
I wouldn't be able to do that. Not even
and
close.
do it at 12.
12, yeah. I know. So that's what I was thinking about. Like basically every time she came around the bike turnaround where I was, course marshalling, I was like, I was playing with Legos probably when I was 12.
Yeah, right?
I'm not trying to do a full Ironman.
There may be a group of athletes out there that are crazier than ultra marathoners.
Yeah, it might be Iron Man.
Well, it's because they spend way much money, way more money than ultra runners.
Yeah. So like when this guy who did the 5 Ironmans in a row, is it like swim, bike, run? And then that counts as one, or does he do all of the swimming at one time?
So
all of the biking?
What he was doing is what they call the continuous. So so basically he did a 12-mile swim and then followed by a almost 600-mile bike ride and then a 131-mile run. So you can do it day by day.
A 6-mile loop.
Yeah, in a 6-mile loop, yes.
Oh.
half mile
So-
out and
Yeah,
back.
he had to go around 97 times on a 6-mile loop. I think
A half mile run, Shae. So run from here to the end of your road up, 600 times.
Yeah.
So is that a goal for you now, Peter?
I don't know if I want to do a quintuple. It's like that literally
Right.
when I was watching, but here's so this guy obviously is obviously a professional triathlete, but even I was back at base camp and so obviously riding on a run course. and like I was watching this guy, like he couldn't straighten out anymore. So it was like he was kind of bent at, at his hip, just like that's how he could run. He's still pulling 10-minute miles. Like literally he was still running 10 minutes.
Can't stand up straight.
Yeah, could not stand up straight.
Yep.
You could see that the whole guy is just like
he's
trying.
Like leaning. He's like
leaning.
leaning.
Like, and he's still like pulling 10-minute miles. Just like it was just insane. It just like,
I thought ultra marathoners were crazy.
Wow.
Never mind.
Like pros are something else.
yeah.
My God.
Pros are like a different, like, obviously like when you.
I mean, that's literally their job to be fit.
Hey, what shoes was he running in?
He was actually running Hoka's, the Hoka carbon shoes. That's what he ran, the 131 miles.
So what brought you into ultra running specifically? So, I mean, I know
Just the Ironman thing? Is that what it was?
Well, the Ironman thing, where I started it, obviously, at that point, like, once, and at this point, I did like, I think 2 or 3 full Ironmans, and obviously did kind of like the double, and I'm like, okay, so what else is out there? And obviously having the running shop, obviously I know ultra marathoners and all that stuff. So that's where, I know I just started thinking with it and then just signed up for the Keys 100 one day. Just
out of the blue. But weren't you training for something that didn't pan out or something? You already kind of had a level of fitness that you...
Yeah, well, coming off of an Ironman. So basically what happens is that I was doing, the double Ironman in March. So obviously I was training for that race, and obviously it's end of May. So that's why I kind of thought, and that's why I signed up in between, because basically I finished the double Ironman. And then I'm like, well, it's no other races coming up for a while. I'm saying like, so, what should I do? And I was kind of looking for something in May. And
you're like, I have this fitness. I need to do something with it.
Because I had no base. Like the next race, what I had was in the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like basically, so I literally had like, and I know how I am because I'm really good at doing something and I'm really good at not doing anything.
Yes. A body at rest stays at rest.
Yes.
A body in motion stays in motion.
Yeah. So I'm really good at doing both. So like, I need to find something, otherwise it's gonna be like a painful restart in the middle of the summer to try to train for my fall races, because I know how I am. I can totally just not do anything for a week, and I'm just like, and then,
And so he picks one of the most miserable, brutal fucking 100-mile races to do, the Keys 100.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that race was so hot.
It is.
It is. It's pretty. Well, you know what? I did a lot of heat training before I did it, because I was like I need to do more heat training, but I was spending like an hour in my shed, which I call the hot box, with a heater running. So I was getting it to 110 to 120 and just sitting there for 45 minutes to an hour.
Wow.
And that's what you got to do.
Yeah, you have to, like, because it's really what, and obviously we live here, so we kind of used to it, but I would just literally, I'm a member still of that, Facebook group for Keys 100, and some guy just put up a question today that like, is like, I am from Canada.
I saw that.
And I'm thinking about like doing this as my first, and I had to say something to him.
Yes. I saw your thing and I'm like, yes, thank you for saying that.
Like, it's because even if you like, this is, like what people don't realize, and I kind of, is always like a joke here. Obviously, it's not the heat, it's the humidity, but it is the humidity. So it's like, and it goes both ways. Like I had a friend of mine that actually did 70.3 here with me in Daytona a couple of years ago, and he's from North Carolina, so he's used to it. And it was at the end of like early December race, so it was kind of cold at the swim start. No, he's like, I'm used to it. I'm from North Carolina, so it's like, so it was cold. Comes out of the water, he's shivering because the humidity. It's
Our
like
cold is colder than your cold.
Yeah, it's 50 degrees, but it's 78% humidity. So like it's just freezing. Doesn't matter. It's 52. Like you can probably be in 42 degrees up in North Carolina, but the humidity is only 25%. So you're not gonna be as cold as you would be at 52 when it's 78.
I was gonna say, didn't Andrew observe that as well?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The humidity is the killer here. Like literally, like that's what people don't realize.
They call that like poor man's elevation training.
Yep.
Because it'll get that heart rate up.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've trained in Florida for a couple summers, and even that training in Ocala is not the same as running in the Keys.
No, because there's breeze. They have wind there.
Yes.
I mean, it's just straight up sun right on you the whole time.
You can't get away with
You have to wear your nerd hat. You have to wear the long sleeves.
Yeah, I mean, Peter did a really good thing with his strategy on that race. He did all of his power walking during the day, and he made up all the distance at night. I mean, he was passing people left and right during his night run. So he looked really strong when he was running at night, and that's where he made up a lot of ground there.
So any advice for a long haul for Joe and I?
Long haul?
Besides, don't do it.
Too late.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, it's a good race. Obviously, like the 8 stations are awesome. Like the crew, like it's a really, really well, done race and set up race.
Are you just saying that because I ran an 8 station?
No. Oh yeah. See, it's like to be honest, the race is awesome. It's like, and like again, if that mud, the problem was that mud. I'm saying like if you get lucky and it's not gonna be pouring rain for 2 days before, and the whole course becomes just a mud fest.
You just never know what you're going to get.
You never know what to get, because then so the issue with that particular course is that, like, again, like especially when you get to the muddy part, there's no way around it. So it's like basically it's like these thorny bushes on both sides of things. So there is no way that you just
got to go through it.
You got to go right through it, and obviously at that point your feet's going to start getting wet.
I don't know if you know this, but that actually was not the original course for that.
Yeah. I know that
was the alternate.
I was the alternate course.
So muddy.
The one part was like, and to be honest, I kind of like, because I remember they were saying it, there was like one portion was under like water, and I think the first loop was still fine. If you look at my like little, it's 6 loops of 16 whatever miles, right? And if you look at my first loop, like literally I finished the first 3 loops in 12 hours. Like I remember it was just under a 12-hour cutoff, when I got there. And then I finished the race itself at 28 and a half hours. So the last 3 loops was like, what is that? Like 17 hours? Like,
you have 200 runners plus their pacers
going through
that 6 times.
Destroying it. It's like literally. So like, to be honest, like even though it was deeper water on the original course, I'm saying, like, what they said for a portion, but if it would have been just one portion that I have to go through and the rest would have been okay, I think still would have been faster than what that mud was. It was like 4 miles long, 4-inch mud.
Yeah, I saw.
So, when he finished the Keys 100, he's like, I don't know why I did this. I'm not going to do this again. How long after you completed the Keys 100?
Oh, it's like 5 days I signed up for
yeah, you gotta get it. Like,
it's basically that there's this window, like, this is stupid. I would never gonna do this ever again. And then, like a day goes by.
You're like,
like, okay, I don't hurt as much anymore.
Yes.
It's like, it's like it's finally getting a little better, get some calories in and stuff like that. And I just like, but it's before that wears off, you have to sign up for the next one, But see, like, I have this nice belt buckle and like,
and then also probably in retrospect, you're like, the Keys was a great time.
It's a great time.
Like I had a great time at all my races, even though like I hated them.
Yeah.
Lost, had a great time.
Now, I'm personally really excited that found out that Peter signed up to do my favorite race. He's going to be doing the Across Florida 200.
Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, woo. I can't wait to crew him for
December,
that one.
right? December?
Probably November.
Okay.
Like, so like basically like my, kind of like thing.
Sorry, the thing is blinking. I don't know why.
Just let it blink.
Okay.
Don't look at it.
Me and Peter and Juan have a group text chat that we started with the Keys 100. We changed the name from Keys 100 to Long Haul 100. We changed the group chat again from Long Haul 100 now to Across Florida 200.
Yeah.
The name keeps changing. So like,
you know how we love that
The name
race.
keeps changing, but the stupidity stays the same.
No, it gets worse because from 100 to 200 now. So, but yeah, it's like, it obviously, like, I wanted to do a race in November, and obviously was hoping to maybe get into the New York City Marathon, and that obviously didn't happen. With what's like 4% of people.
4%.
4%.
Insane.
Which is insane. Yeah. It's like, like when I looked at that number, like 165,000 people applied and 4% got in. That means that for a lottery now, they only have like 6,000-7,000 spots. So the rest is all qualifiers or charity spots. You know what I'm saying? Out of 50,000, by the way. So like probably like 15% of all slots are actual lottery. So the rest are all like either charity or you got to run a 2:30 marathon.
I mean, so if you want to get into those big races, charity's going to be your best bet, honestly, to like anything.
Yeah. I wonder, like, obviously, that's just my, like, kind of me talking with somebody about it, that, like, and obviously this charity slot, like the New York City Marathon and all these, the majors sell these charity slots to charities. So, so like getting into the marathon is like $300 or $400 or whatever is your if you get through the lottery. The minimum fundraising for a New York City Marathon is $3,000.
So like you can buy yourself into it for $3,000 or beg from your friends for $3,000.
So you can do that, but that means that probably the New York City Marathon sells that bib for $1,000 to a charity. Charity can make $2,000 on it, so they made double the money on that bib than they would have if you just put it through the lottery.
Just give it away through a lottery.
So I think this is why the charity slots are bigger, kind of growing, more and more in these races, and like less and less, chances to really get in.
Well, and then it's also write off for the for their organizers and everything like that.
Everything else,
which is great. I mean, charity is a great cause, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's just, but it's still. I think it should be, especially like when it's literally under 3 hours. The qualifier. So if you want to get in through a qualifier, what I'm saying, like, because obviously still have guaranteed slots for.
I'm going to run faster. Peter.
Yeah, I know. It's like 3 hours. It's becoming like really like just how many people can do that. What I'm saying, like there's not that many people running sub 3 marathons too. Like
I can't do it.
Oh, thank you.
No, that's
my fastest marathon's 4:30, and I was dying.
Yeah.
Mine was 4:46, but that was when I was fitter or smaller. I don't know. This was many moons ago. 2019, Tomoka. When it was the good course.
That's a good course. Yeah, I love the Tomoka Marathon. That was a good. I ran it a couple of times.
Yeah.
So we really wanted to get you on here, though.
Oh yeah.
And to segue into what we really wanted to talk to you about is the race that you have coming up in a couple of weeks. So tell us what's going on with your next venture.
So yeah, this is an interesting race. Again, I kind of mentioned earlier that I'm from Hungary originally, and so there's a big lake in Hungary, which is like the largest lake in Central Europe, and obviously you live in that area. That's where you go vacationing as a kid. So like I pretty much spent every summer there with my parents and my friends, and then when I was a teenager, actually, I worked at the pizza shop there for like a couple of months, in the summers. So I have really good memories for this lake. And obviously I have a good friend of mine that was also, a runner. Basically, he told me about this race. It's called the Ultra Peloton, which is basically you run the entire perimeter of the lake. It's 132 miles long, and so when I kind of looked into the race, it looked really cool, but obviously, kind of way it worked it out that like I kind of told you the idea to do the whole thing, but it's it's not cheap to fly over there, obviously, and the whole thing. Mm-hmm. And obviously, if you do run 132 miles, I'm going to be spending it in a hotel room, for the next couple of days after that, just to recover. So that's and my friend, basically, this will be his longest distance. So, but would have been longest distance because I think most of the run was 56 or 57 or something like that. He did a 12-hour race. So basically decided to split it. So like I'm running half of it and he's running half of it. And this way we can actually still, have some fun times after that instead of...
Oh man, you don't want to full send the stupidity.
Yeah.
How about you run half of it and then the other half with him?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so you just run the whole thing and then he only runs half of it. You just got to find somebody else to...
Yeah, see, so that's why we decided to run it that way. And I think this way is still going to be his longest distance, going to be that because it's about 65 miles, but he's going to run and I run about 65. So, and, we kind of split it, which is that was kind of fun. I talked to him 3 days ago. And, he was like, okay, so, so you're going to run during the day and I'll run at night. And I'm like, okay, cool, whatever you want. It's because this way you can see the lake and whatever. Obviously, I haven't been back to Hungary a couple of times since I left 4 years ago. I never been back to this region. I usually just go to the capital, Budapest, which is where my families and friends are. And, so I haven't really been to this region for 25 years plus, so I'm actually looking forward to kind of go back, there. And then so he was and anyway, you're more used to the heat, and then so it's gonna be during the day it's a little bit hotter, so you can run that one and I run the night. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, what are we heat to be talking about? It's like, well, it can get up to 73, 74.
So you need to pack a beanie and some gloves.
Yeah, last weekend was really hot. It went to 79. And
wow.
So yeah, I'm like, okay, cool. I can do that, And not to mention the humidity. I looked at it like, okay, so what is the humidity? Because literally he was complaining he was doing his last long training run, like a 30K last Sunday. And I was like, yeah, the end was brutal. It was really hot. And I'm like, what was the temp? It was 79 degrees. And I'm like, look at the, okay, quick look at Budapest. What is the humidity? 36%.
That's like a runner's dream.
I know. Florida runner's dream for sure.
I know.
So what is the course like that?
It's literally like because again, this is all like little vacation towns around the lake. So it's going to be basically a road course, and I think they pretty much built that almost like a rail trail, kind of like a bike path, around the lake. So
nice.
basically running that. And it's a big race. Like, it's literally, obviously there's some people doing it individually, and there's all kinds of relay teams, anywhere from 2 people relay team to like 15 people relay teams.
Oh, wow.
So it becomes a huge like festival in that respect, And it's like what I was reading about it. It's like there's literally there's 48 stations on a course.
How many? 40?
8 station on a course.
Holy
so every every 5K there's an 8 station. It's like
okay, what are the aid stations going to
and
have?
had everything, like literally, like that to a point that like it's funny because they literally, and that's the first time I think I'm like that I love. So you come up on an 8 station. And then basically, like, there are going to be signs to go either the left side of the table or the right side of the table into a tent. So solo runners and people who are in 2-people teams can go into the tent, and they have special foods and like literally like and making sure that they have all the food. So none of the food's going to get actually like like
actually have stock left.
Stock. So people who actually have to do this and like need food and need calories, they actually definitely going to have food and whatever else. So you can't even go in there into the tent without they have a separate, obviously colored coded bib thing, and they only basically the solo. Single and 3-people teams are allowed inside the tent. Everybody else has to go. But otherwise, have everything in the thing. So I was actually.
What do you think they're going to have in
what
the
kind of food?
station?
They literally have like sandwiches. It said that like inside. Obviously, have all the normal like Gatorade and obviously like and obviously being hungry. Obviously, there's some more Hungarian kind of stuff that So I'm kind of curious. I'm
very excited to find out. I'm very excited.
Yeah. So
Shae had a story about Berlin.
Yeah, my Berlin aid stations. It was 100 miles. There were 26 aid stations. Mm-hmm. Every one of them had the same thing. Every single one. Like nuts, Haribo, shitty bread, dates, which I eat too many of.
What happens when you eat too many dates?
You shit for 30 miles straight. You have diarrhea for 30 miles. No hot food. No electrolytes anywhere on the course. Yeah.
They have Lay's chips?
No chips.
Oreos?
No Oreos.
No?
Gosh.
They had nuts. They had dates. They had Haribo and shitty bread. That's all they had for 100 miles. And I did not bring my own food because I'm like, there's 26 aid stations. This is fine.
Yeah.
Did they not have a schnossage at all?
No. And that's what I was hoping for. Like, it's like, this is, you got to have like the European, you see the UTMB stuff. Where they have like cheeses and meats and everything.
That's kind of how I'm imagining Peter's race.
Yeah. That's what I want his race to be.
I'm thinking like the whole community comes out, like there's thousands of people lining up to cheer you on. That's how I'm picturing this race.
It should be something like, so I think they actually like the individual runners and the small teams starting earlier, and they only gonna let so basically like you even get a like kind of head start when you don't have to fight crowds. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're running it alone or I think so, and then obviously the bigger teams, because obviously that's like some of these. So that's one interesting thing with this race, which is like that's why like kind of running it on your own. It requires some training. Because the cutoff time for 132 miles is 31 hours.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, that is mean.
That's so mean.
Yeah.
I can see why they have, like, you're a solo runner, we're going to need to funnel you in.
What's up with these European races? Like you said, Shae, with your race?
Berlin. So Berlin had a 30-hour cutoff for the 100-miler. Yeah. You did not get a buckle unless you finished sub 24. Wow. So when you finish and you do not finish sub 24, you get this tiny little medal.
Wow.
No buckle.
I mean, they're serious in Europe.
The buckle's so pretty too, but it's like, that's not fucking happening. I'll get sub 24 this year, but that wasn't in the cards last.
So, what is there a buckle for this race, or what?
I don't think that they do buckles for it. I don't know. I think they have medals, which is obviously you get the shirt and all that stuff, which is like the shirt I'm making fun of, basically. My friend, since they showed the shirt online, because it's like obviously it's a race in Hungary. Normally it used to be something set on it Hungarian, and this year they decided to put something on it in English, but it's like they didn't run it through somebody actually speaks English. So it's like they
Google Translate.
They had this idea about the pump because it's Ultra Balaton, so to UB. But like then after that, what was it? Like UB never run again or something. Something like
UB never run.
And I'm like, next time send it over to me so I can proofread it before you guys, because and literally like when I was like saying that, like they printed like 45,000 shirts because it's like literally like it's not a small race.
Yeah, how many people are in this? 45,000.
Something like that. I have to look up the thing. But I was like, when I'm looking at them, like that's just like.
So I wonder how many Americans are going to be on the race. So you can be like,
I'm pretty sure there's going to be some other, because they in one post I remember they asked that that like, and so I've seen people from different parts, and obviously Hungary being a member of the European Union, there's a lot of Hungarians who come back and for this race, but they live somewhere else in Europe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And work. So I'm pretty sure going to be some. I'm not going to be the only American there. Again, it's a big race. So like the big, like what we have, like Western states and like these like like those kind of races, they have the Spartathlon, which is like a big thing. So this is a qualifier for that. So
it is asking for fasty.
Yeah. So this is a qualifier for that. Like the dude who holds the record run it in 16 hours.
Jesus.
132 miles in 16 hours.
Wow.
It's like,
all right, Peter, we're going to need you to run real fast.
That's not happening. In 16 hours, I barely finish my portion. my friend's going to still have the other half to run. I'm like.
So you're going to go in a couple days before the race, I'm assuming?
Yeah, I'll be flying in basically like 4 or 5 days before the race, and then I'll be spend a couple of days in Budapest, and then we go down, to the race, and I'll run my half, and then I'm going to watch my.
What's the elevation like? Is it?
It's flat. It's along the coast of a lake. So yeah, it's not.
It's not in the mountains.
No. There's so like where because it's obviously at the perimeter of the lake. There are some vineyards and like basically like regions there, but like because you're running on the lake, it's not gonna thing. So they could make it into like into the, if you go into the hills, because literally like there's a bunch of vineyards on one side of the lake. So there are some.
You get to go into a wine cellar.
Yep.
I want to go to this race. Is amazing. It's talking about the hot food options, what kind of regular food they're gonna have.
See, that's like
this is amazing.
And it's like it's there's the one of the 8 stations is sponsored by a winery. So I'm like, and I told my friend I might just stay there and then.
So Shae's looking at the website. Hey, Shae
just signed up.
Does it tell you where the race is at?
Well, it says around Lake Balaton. And it even says where the race center is.
Yeah. Oh. We've been critiquing some websites.
Some race websites don't give us good information.
Yes, I'll listen to the podcast. So.
They even have a link to where the race center is.
Well, thank you for listening to the podcast. Of
course.
Like you and like 5 other people. It's great.
Okay, I want to try and find this this shirt that they've got going on.
Oh man,
that's going to be fun.
Well, we're excited to see your run on that, so it should be fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. Just like again, never having been back for for a long time, in this region, and but yeah, it's I'm looking forward to it. It should be a fun race. Obviously, like
what shoes are you going to run in?
Most looks like 2 carbon shoes. Like I'm gonna take probably after testing everything out. My Hoka CLOX ones, because it has just the most cushion. It's not the fastest carbon shoe, but has most cushion, I think, out of all of them. And probably I'm not taking my Alpha Flies too. And then once I start slowing down, then I'll I see that where I can get that extra 20 seconds out of it.
Yeah.
So. Well, yeah, it's
so beyond this race and the Across Florida 200, what other plans do you have coming up? Anything exciting?
Oh yeah, so once I'm done with that one, which is obviously this one in Hungary in May, then I'm starting my Ironman training. So the first one is going to be the Ironman 70.3 Kentucky,
that's rolling hills there. I got some hills.
It has some hills in there. It's not what I'm looking for, but the whole idea came by that is like, we were talking with a couple of my triathlete friends, and they were like, well, they're just restarting this race. So they had this race for a while, and then they canceled it, and Ironman is restarting the race. And, and so I'm like, well, the race is on Sunday. And I'm like, we can do the race and then hit the Bourbon Trail on Monday, you know. And I had a couple of friends that were like, let's do that, you know. So we were in it immediately. And so we signed off for that one, you know. And it's actually a good race for me, like a preparation, because I'm doing Ironman Maryland in the end of September. And usually like to do like a half Ironman, like about a month before that, you know, as a preparation race. So it works out. So Ironman Maryland at the end of September. And then the cross for the 200 in somewhere in November.
I'm just thinking of like, I know someone that just did a hike over in the Black Forest in Germany, and they have like the schnapps hike where you stop in these different cities along the hike, and they have these little, I guess, distilleries that sell schnapps, and you go and you have schnapps at the different. There's like 20 different spots where you stop for schnapps.
What time are we leaving?
Let's go
right now.
Right now.
Get your passport. I don't have mine.
Let's do this.
I got to change my name on my passport still. I got some passport photos taken.
What glasses did you wear?
You can't wear glasses.
What?
So you can't wear glasses for your passport photo. Yeah. So I had to get, because I need to get my passport redone in my name, and I went and got a picture taken, and I look like a murderer. You can imagine.
You need to post it up on the website.
No.
Come on, Shae. If you want to see it on the Facebook page, comment.
You know, in Monster, Charlize Theron dresses as Aline Wuornos. Big Aline Wuornos vibes. It is just like the worst.
You look like a
thing
serial
ever.
killer. Like you should be on the side of the interstate over here.
Oh, it's so bad. So no, I don't have my passport yet. So I might need to put a little hold on that.
You're going to need to get it soon because once we start planning us some races to go to.
Let's go.
Yeah, I know. I need to get it going. I just need a new picture because I cannot do that. They're going to be like, yeah, you look, you are not this hag, I would hope.
I'm really interested in our friend Chris Prada, who we've ran with quite a bit, is from Mexico. And apparently is a really great ultra over there where he's from. So we need to go to Mexico. And
I think, isn't that a Western States qualifier?
It may be.
I think it is.
Yeah. So
it's a Western States qualifier.
Yeah, we definitely need to travel.
Long haul is a Western States qualifier.
Yes,
oh,
it is.
fuck. Yeah.
That's the only one in the state of Florida.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're so excited.
Yeah. Peter, you need us to come vacation with you? I mean, crew you at one of these races? I mean, sure. I can hang out at the aid station and eat all the hot food.
Yeah. I'll be in the winery. I'll be in the fucking winery.
So apparently the hot food aid stations, they have microwaves there too. So you can bring your own food and you can microwave your food.
It is. It is legit. It's just like that's what I would.
Okay, so I found a picture of the t-shirt.
You found the t-shirt? What's it say on the t-shirt?
So I'm guessing, is it trying to say you?
You.
Okay, so you, but they have the B there. So it says Youb, basically. Never run alone.
Y-O-U-B. You've never run alone.
You've never run alone.
Yeah, it's I'm pretty sure it made sense in their head. They were so witty.
This is a great idea. What a fantastic t-shirt.
So now they only have 45,000 of those printed. So.
You've never run alone.
Yeah. Wow. You're such a you.
Well, we're looking forward to getting a race report from you. So we're going to ask if you can, when you come back from this race, that we get you back on the podcast.
Happy to do it.
And interview you, see how things went, and find out what crazy stories you have after this race.
Yeah. Can't wait.
And what you signed up for 5 days afterwards.
Oh, we'll figure it out. Yeah.
Oh my God, look at all these desserts.
Yeah.
Holy
it's just this long
I just want to go there
of
to
piles
eat.
and piles of desserts.
I think this is like a pre-race thing, but still.
Yes,
that's okay.
Still.
Oh, it's okay.
Hunger is a big dessert. That's why I became a pastry chef.
No one's hungry and hungry.
Wait, you're a pastry chef.
Wow.
Wait, pause.
Pump the brakes.
Yeah, so after high school, I went to culinary school and I actually got a degree in as a pastry chef. And that's kind of like actually the funny thing that the hotel that I'm actually staying at is where I used to work for a year and a half as a pastry chef. So,
yeah, he's a real foodie, y'all.
So
yeah, we could probably do a whole podcast on just talking about food with Peter.
That's why I ended up
between the three of you guys are all like.
We all love to cook.
Yeah, we love cooking.
Yeah.
I love cooking.
I like
too.
eating.
Yeah.
So I don't.
You're in good company.
Yeah, I'm good company. I don't cook, but I sure do eat. So.
Yeah, so that's
awesome.
Yeah, that's signed up in the brewery business thing.
So wait, what's your specialty? What's your favorite thing to make?
To make food wise, well, obviously, like I love some of the foods that I grew up on. So like I make a chicken paprikash, like those are like comfort food. But I pretty much learned.
What is a chicken kopperfash?
Chicken paprikash. So it's basically
chicken.
It's a chicken stew that obviously every Hungarian dish is basically onions and paprika. A lot of paprika. That's it. Basically the base of almost any Hungarian dish. It doesn't matter whether it's gulyás or chicken paprikash or whatever.
I can't even say that. Chicken
Paprikash.
Paprikash.
poppycash.
Paprikash.
You know,
like say you're saying paprika.
paprika.
Paprikash.
I'm thinking poppycock.
You just think about cock too much.
Poppycock. Yes.
So yeah, so
I've been neglecting my buttons today.
You haven't pushed about twice the same one.
But like, so obviously with the restaurant, when we had the restaurants, I think we were, most of our menu item were pizzas, and basically the idea was at that point, like obviously being a brewery, that everything had, beer in it. So basically we had beer in the crust of the pizza. So we made our own dough. We had beer in the sauce. We had, like basically whatever we can put.
Did you make your own yeast?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, actually, that's one hobby I have is sourdough baking. So yeah, I have basically my starter is I cultured it out of from Hurricane Irma. So like in Hurricane Irma, I went outside with some thing.
We have a friend who also cultured yeast.
But she used a pad to get rid of it.
Poor Melanie.
Yeah. But yeah, it's
different kind of yeast.
Yeah. Actually, it's not a different kind of Wait a minute. So since I was a brewer,
We could have some Kush bread.
So when I was a brewer, there was one brewery was doing a beard beer.
Beer. Okay, I was about to just say Dogfish Head. They have their main brewer got yeast from his beard, and they made a beer with it.
You can culture basically yeast out of anything. I can literally, get some air from this house and I can culture this yeast out of it. And it just takes, a couple of weeks to get it going. But
cat beer.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, it's like whatever. And then, obviously, and each yeast has a flavor profile. So
the lines just made a connection. Like you're a baker, you make yeast, you made beer. Beer requires yeast. So yeast was the common factor there.
Absolutely. Just like, it's like, I'm very good at doing stuff like that.
I feel halfway smart right this second. Only like 5 seconds of smart.
That's great.
So then what's your favorite style of beer?
Ooh.
Here's an interesting. Okay, so this is another fun thing. Like obviously, we brewed.
He hates beer.
He does not drink beer.
I don't drink a ton of beer. So like,
75 hard over and over and over again.
So like the thing with it is like this is the funny thing that we went to any kind of like beer festival or something like that and had obviously some of my friends who had distilleries or wineries. And the funny thing is that like when you do it professionally and basically making beer every day, for a living, it smells like work. It tastes like work.
Yeah.
It looks like work. So usually like I drink whiskey and wine, like because those are like, those don't taste like, I didn't want to learn it. The point that like, obviously I know how to, like kind of understand the general like distilling process. I can have a buddy of mine like, come over, I'll show you. Like, I don't want to.
Yeah.
It's like I want to enjoy because here's the thing.
I don't want to see how the burger's made.
It's not even that like so the problem is that once you like in that industry, so like if I taste that beer what you guys drinking, what I will taste is all the flaws in the beer. I know exactly what went wrong in that process. You know what I'm saying? Like what yeast wasn't used properly, what hops wasn't used properly. And so what you taste is the nuances and what's and then that eventually basically I can ruin a beer for anybody. Like if I like literally have a friend of mine that literally used to be a huge Pilsner Urquell like Czech lager kind of fan. And so like one time I was talking.
I don't like that one.
Yeah, see, because it's just
it's not good.
It's so like and I'm like because it tastes like buttered popcorn. And then once I told him he cannot drink another one without thinking that it tastes like buttered popcorn. It tastes like buttered popcorn because it's basically the kind of grain and the process they go to. It basically creates, like an acetone, taste in it that actually tastes like butter.
So now I kind of want to try it again because I love popcorn.
You're gonna not try it. Try Pilsner Urquell. It tastes like buttered popcorn. It's like literally liquid buttered popcorn. The whole beer.
Delicious.
But yeah, so you like the whiskey though?
Yep.
Yeah, and we've had some conversations about whiskey. So I like whiskey too.
Yeah, it's good. I'm a bourbon drinker. I love bourbon.
So fun fact: I've never had bourbon.
No,
never.
What?
I've never had it.
What?
I've probably had it.
You surely
I swear
have.
I've never had it.
I always have.
Is it in a
but I've never had
Manhattan? What's a Manhattan made?
Manhattan's made with bourbon. Yes.
Have you ever had a Manhattan?
No.
What?
No.
I had bourbon at my house right
I
now.
know.
You
I've never had
went
it.
to... Haven't you gone to Fish Hawk?
No.
Oh. Have you guys gone to Fish Hawk?
No.
What?
I don't even fish hawk. That sounds like a bird. That eats
Oh
fish.
my God.
Distillery.
Yeah, it's a distillery. It's a farm-to-table distillery here in Ocala. You can go on Groupon. You get a Groupon. They give you a tour, and then you sit down and you chit-chat, and they make you drink after drink after drink
So
until you're drunk enough to buy a very expensive bottles of alcohol.
Our friend Susan's
Are you speaking from
husband.
experience?
I am. I took my dad for Father's Day, and I ended up spending like $250.
It's near Denellen, correct?
Yeah.
So our friend Susan's husband, Mark, and I were talking about distilleries this weekend after our long run, and we actually talking about the one that was there. Yeah, I've never been to it. I didn't even know the
It's
name
worth
of it.
going because they get the wood plank out.
Is it
and
like the most
fire it
redneck,
up.
like the most redneck place you can ever go to?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
That's what I'm talking about. It's my
Hey,
kind,
Joe.
my kind of people.
Next Monday, you need to bring some bourbon for me.
Okay. Yeah, we can bring some bourbon. I got some good stuff.
I love it. I'm gonna try it.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Bourbon tasting. Oh boy.
Turn down for what?
Gosh.
Well, thank you so much, Peter, for coming. We're really looking forward to getting a report back from you in a couple weeks, and looking forward to putting this podcast out there for people to hear about you, your business. Please, if you are local to Ocala or you're traveling through the area and you need running supplies, or if you don't, if you just want to go to a really cool place to hang out, go stop into the Running Elements. Patronize his business. They have been fantastic for our running community and very supportive of us. And I'm so glad that I've been able to spend thousands of dollars there. So
They also have they have a web store too, right? You can buy online.
We have a web store, but yeah, we do most of it in-house. So you can order some stuff on our web.
And then if you're looking for something, they will get it for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
We do a lot of
that's-
special orders.
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
what I
he
like
special
to do
orders
that.
everything for
Well,
me.
we have obviously our store space is not huge, so I only can store so much stuff, and especially think about like just one single style of shoes in like just to do a basic run from the main sizes through. That's already 20 boxes. So we only can store so much. So this is why, and each brand has 15, 20 different models.
Yeah.
So I can't really carry everything and everything. And not to mention the color options. So
But support your local running store. We get questions all the time about what model is the best shoe for me. And listen, everyone's different. But you
Go run on the treadmill.
You go to a local running store and they will watch your gait. They will let you run. They will ask you questions. They will find out what is the right shoe for you, give you some options and let you try them out. And listen, if you get your shoes from a local running store and they don't work out, guess what? They allow you to bring them back.
Yeah.
Not like an online distributor or some big box store. These people are catering to runners, and that's where you need to go support your local running store.
Yep.
So
Yeah, absolutely. We definitely appreciate what you've done.
I
for our
appreciate you
community.
guys.
Sure.
Yep. And Tuesdays 6 p.m. Running Elements.
I'll be there tomorrow.
group run.
I'll be there tomorrow as well. But before we close off, it's we're 2 weeks out now, less than 2 weeks out from Skunk Ape.
Yeah.
And Kevin has he had himself a long run this last
yeah.
weekend.
Oh, I did. Yeah.
So did Susan. So it's been like peak week. I think last week was peak week for everybody.
Yeah, so over it.
I had a 5-hour run. So I got up at like 4 and I ended up doing 22 miles. It was miserable. Was not a great run. My headlamp died. so I was running in the woods with no headlamp for, I don't know, a good while.
Ugh.
And I was like, this kind of sucks. It's kind of like, it just broke your stride a little bit, when you're kind of.
Yeah, so I did have a question for you.
Yeah.
I did not ask you this because I haven't seen you since then. You went out to go do a test run of the Berm 2.0.
I did, and I did not do
And you
it.
did not do the Berm 2.0. What the heck happened, Kevin?
So I looked at the
Can
map.
I just say real quick, Berm 2.0.
Joe Fuller's very happy right now.
Yes.
You did that.
yeah, what happened?
Yeah, so I had intentions. I had great intentions of doing that. However, I downloaded the GPX file to my watch. And then when I started my run at 4 something in the morning, I just started regular run. So by the time I got out there, I'm like, shit, I don't know which way to go. I don't even know where that section starts at Ross Prairie. I have no idea how to even get to the horse trail from where that's at. So I saw what I thought was the right place to go. I started down that path. I said, this is not where I need to be.
Yes, it was.
It was?
Yes.
Fuck.
Was it bad? Was it really bad? Like, this is not a thing people should be on?
I was like, this certainly can't be what we're supposed to run on.
And it was.
It was.
Well, when this episode airs, we'll already be.
You already have run
Already
it.
ran
Yeah, so good.
So we can get a couple of race reports coming back on the next episode.
Can't wait.
With Peter. We'll be able to talk about yours and his race.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. But yeah, I got 22 miles in. I was very happy about a little bit of that road section. Got to run there, catch some speed a little bit. Only fell down a few times just because it was dark and I didn't have a headlamp. But yeah, it was all right.
I've had a lot of questions about the berm 2.0, and apparently, so far, I'm the only person that's ran it.
That is true. And I was thinking too, as I was out there kind of dicking around trying to figure out where this fucking thing was, I was like, do I really want to fucking run this twice? Like, if I do this as a training run, I gotta just as a fucking training run, and I gotta do it again on race day.
Well, that was the thoughts of our good friend Susan. So she ran a marathon run that day. So she had a 6-hour run, and she actually this is her second fastest marathon run.
I saw that.
Nice.
In training
Nice.
on dirt trails.
Trail.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
good
mean,
for
so
her.
she was kicking butt out there.
Yeah.
Susan is wrecking it
She
lately.
is
It's
on-
amazing.
She's
good.
on fire. But yeah, she said that's exactly what she said. She says, I decided not to do the berm 2.0 on this race
2.0.
because she wanted to see it the first time on race day and not have to worry about it.
That's kind of my thought. too.
That's a smart idea. So like there are actually some. That's my favorite thing. Like Ironman coaches, that if you never run a marathon before you do a full Ironman, they don't allow you to run a marathon because they don't want you to know how much it sucks. Because basically you're gonna defeat yourself mentally. And
Be like, I have to do that after everything else.
Everything else, and like I think so. Like it's no, don't worry. It's like a half marathon. It's fine. It's good. Just go in because at that point you're gonna carry through because it's like thing. But if you know how bad it is, you keep thinking about it and keep thinking about it, and it just gets it's so it's actually better sometimes not to know.
The last week or two, my DMs have been absolutely full with people asking me about the berm 2.0.
Berm 2.0.
So I'm looking forward to seeing everyone's reaction coming out of there. I might just go hang out at the end of that thing just so I can watch people come out of it.
Great.
Just there needs to be like a wildlife camera set up where people are just like,
Joe, will you carry me?
I will.
Okay.
But maybe will that disqualify
you're gonna get a
you?
DQ if
I get you
it carries
DQ.
you.
Yeah. You don't want-
Drag my feet on the ground.
okay.
I think that's even worse. Do it like have you seen the ones where they pick up a dog and then the dog is like pretend paddling or pretend walking
Yes.
as they take him over the water? It's kind of like that. Just hold him up and he can do the running motion. just above the sand.
You just made me snort.
Great. Well, I'll know all about it by the time this airs.
Yeah, and that's between now and then, Shae, you will have done your race too.
I'll have done my race, yeah. So
And you're-
last week was my peak week.
Yeah, you fucking killed it. You had
Ooh,
an 8-hour run?
I had an 8-hour run. So
How far did you go?
I got 40 miles in. Fuck. So that was fun. Joe met me with a popsicle at mile 27 and at mile 30 at the 49th Trailhead and Landbridge Trailhead. So that was totally awesome, like a bomb pop. Nothing beats a bomb pop. Well, he sees me and he's like, "You look hot." I'm like, "That's not very nice."
She was sweating good.
But I was also covered in sunscreen because I actually put on sunscreen. I reapplied like 4 times during my run. No sunburn.
She was glistening.
I was glistening. Yes.
You're a fucking vampire.
Oh man, sparkles, sparkles all day, every day.
She looked really strong. I mean, she was killing it too. I mean, she was
Yeah.
maintaining like 11:30 pace or something through that whole run.
Probably about a 12.
No, I think it was less than 12.
No.
You were moving,
you were
girl.
It was
you were moving.
it was all paved. The worst part is like that last 3 miles of the paved trail because
Yeah.
that's where the hills are.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, it was such a good run. I didn't have a
Weather
single
was
low
perfect.
point. The weather was amazing. Yeah, so
she was glistening.
I'm very proud of that nice, good last peak week. And I was so happy to see my run plan this week and know that I did not have another peak week.
Now we're coming to
Taper time. Yep.
Coming to Taper Town with the taper tantrums.
Yeah, Brian messaged me today, said that heavy taper for me.
Heavy taper.
Heavy,
aggressive taper?
Heavy aggressive taper.
Aggressive taper, yeah.
Yeah. So
Nice.
Does aggressive taper mean a whole lot of miles or a whole lot of less?
Whole lot of miles.
whole lot of miles. Yeah,
Yeah.
another 50-mile week.
Yeah. Yep, I've got a 50-mile week too. But
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, you're
Fun
doing
stuff.
You're doing a whole
Fun
lot more miles
stuff.
than I am. Let's go.
All right, what else? What else we got? Joe, what about you? Besides like all the RDing stuff you're doing.
So right now,
You're going ham on it.
Yeah, my life is busy with just supporting races. I mean, I've got a few things. I'm this weekend.
We need to just sign you up for a race.
This weekend I've got the funnest, but I decided to do the 50K. I was just going to do the 10K because it gives me the entire loop versus doing it like multiple times. But I can see the entire course because I know that's
a shit course.
I know it's going to be a beast.
Yeah.
And that way I can hang out with runners afterwards. And then I
Hand out some stickers.
hand out some stickers and support our podcast. And then next month I've got the Arbuncle Ankle Biter 50K. I'm doing that. So
That's in May, right? May 18th.
yeah, and of course,
That's an ultra event.
yeah. My coach is doing a couple races. I'm gonna try to be at his races,
Nice.
support him that way. And then,
Also got a beer marathon too.
yeah, we got a beer marathon coming up, and we got Caliente, which we've been talking about that one and trying to talk all of our friends into it.
Peter, what are you doing? Oh no, you're not gonna be here.
He's literally going to be running around a lake.
Hey, we also run around a lake.
Yeah.
A very small one.
There's been a lot of small things out there.
Nope, won't do it. Won't do it.
And then we are solidly planning for June to go out to Western States and work out at Michigan Bluff Aid Station at the medical tent. So I'll be working on feet out there. So
That'd be so much fun.
So there's going to be some things coming up that, and again, I'm starting to have to start banking up my time off from work because there's so many people preparing to do the Across Florida 200 this fall.
Yeah, I need people to start telling me their dates so I can start taking days off.
Yeah, so Peter, you need to lock in some dates. I'm doing Tampa 100 in early November. So we're gonna need you to maybe wait a week. After that, so I can run again.
Thanksgiving is always a good
Thanksgiving.
option.
Yeah. Well, the weekend after
Space Coast.
Thanksgiving, I'm always at Space Coast.
Oh, that is that weekend. Is it
That's
that
the
weekend or
weekend-
the weekend
that's Sunday.
after?
It's the weekend after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
But-
always the Sunday after Thanksgiving.
So if you're doing the Across Florida 200, you want Joe Miller from the Marion County Sharpers. Do not schedule your race for the weekend after Thanksgiving. But
Wait, the weekend after Thanksgiving or the weekend of Thanksgiving?
the
I thought-
weekend after Thanksgiving.
the
So
weekend of Thanksgiving.
so
So Thursday is Thanksgiving.
Sunday after
That's Sunday.
is
Sunday. So it is the weekend of Thanksgiving.
yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
So yes.
So not
3 days after Thanksgiving
Okay.
is Space Coast.
Yes.
Yeah. So
And then Ragnar after that.
yeah. So
Or Ragnar Ultra Team.
But regardless, I'm going to be taking some time off to help runners this fall. It's going to be busy.
Yeah,
busy.
we got quite a few people committed already.
Heck yeah. And anyway, I don't know. I've got some ideas of things I want to do. So, I mean,
Yeah.
Let's put those ideas out in the world, bro. We want to do them too.
I mean,
Once he says them out loud, that means he's committed.
I'm already committed, I think. So I'm doing long haul in January. We
Let's
all
go.
know that. August next year, so a year from now, I want to go out and do the Mickelson Trail, the paint. I can't remember the name. Crazy Horse 100. So I want to do the Crazy Horse 100 in August next year.
Nice.
And then again, November, December next year, I want to do the Across Florida 200.
Yeah,
So,
I'm going to do it with you.
yeah, and there might be some time next year I might be doing crewing the Transcon. So we got a friend that's thinking about doing a transcontinental run from L.A. to New York, and he's talking about maybe next year. So I don't know, like 60 days. I can't take 60 days, but I'll give him as much time as I
I'm gonna
can.
say support him emotionally via phone.
Hey, bro, keep going.
That is the kind of support I could provide over 60 days.
60 days, yeah.
You get one 30-minute call every day. that is my crewing and support for this event.
You can watch me work on Zoom if you want.
Listen, I got
can look up every now and again.
more running plans than money and time.
Yeah, it's
So,
a true statement.
So
I second that.
I'll do everything I can. I like to try to squeeze in an
Are we going to be able to do Sufferfest this year?
Heck yeah!
That's the week after Badger, but that's okay.
Yeah, we're going. Well, listen, we're going to do. Why not? I mean, come on.
Let's do it.
It's very technical. It's fun. It's painful. Why not do it?
Yeah, I'm in. That sounds great. Sounds great. I'm in.
Like 110 fucking degrees.
And like 110 feet of elevation every loop.
I lost my eyesight. My hearing in 1 year. It was horrible.
That was a great race. I'm looking forward to it.
Goddamn thing great about it.
I got to do it in under 9 hours this time.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
Okay, so anything else we want to discuss? We are all good. All right, so make sure you're following us on the Facebook, the Instagrams. Throw a review if you'd like to. Apple Podcasts, Spotify. I'm pretty sure Spotify does allow reviews. Pocket Cast, Overcast, all those cast places. That's where we're at. And make sure you get in your. Oh wait, no. I was going to say a thing, but no, they've already done it. They have already done the thing.
Like and share.
Like and share.
oh,
Yep.
don't forget to guess how many.
No, we already said
No,
it.
'cause we already said it.
Yeah, we already said it.
Yeah.
Well,
just make
so
it
by the
close
time you
by.
listen to this, you're going to find out how many shoes
Yeah,
that Peter has.
my brain keeps wanting to say it. And it's not even a nope.
Hey, I can tell you how many it was. It's
Yeah.
33. Does that mean I
But
win?
now I understand the caveat of you saying like, oh yes, I give them away because you don't have as many as I would have thought.
How many do you have, Shae?
That's exactly what I was thinking. I might have more pairs of shoes than you.
But all of yours aren't brand new like his.
No, I know they're not.
Shae needs to throw a few of them
No,
away.
I have thrown several away. I just threw away a pair about a week and a half ago. My Across Florida 200 shoes. I threw them away. It
in
was
the
very
trash can.
sad
Yeah.
because I ran in them again. I'm like, these are just awful.
Listen, shout out to all of our super fans who have already been out there sharing and reposting and sharing their stories. And, I just seen Melanie talked about her what'd you call them? Like her crush. You said, I want something your crush.
Oh, her
hall
just
pass.
Mike,
Her
her
hall
hall
pass.
pass. Yeah, her hall
So
pass.
apparently he does know who she is and he knows how she runs. So she's posted that today. So
That's funny.
It's really fun to watch people interact with the
His name is
podcast.
Mike Dot. or
So
some
please
shit. I don't know.
continue to do that and support us.
All right.
Let's go.